All right, here we go. 7 things starting, or let's take away starting, new VTubers waste, spell correctly, their time on. Okay. So, the first thing I notice, a lot of new VTubers really spend a lot of their time on is Twitter. Now, that is typically okay. That is typically all right. But I see a lot of debut VTubers spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours on Twitter, replying to every single like VTuber out there, big ones, small ones, so on and so forth. Always spend so much time on Twitter. So if you guys are one of those VTubers that likes to use Twitter, which I actually really think you guys should use Twitter, but I honestly feel you spend no more 30 minutes to 1 hour a day. If you are spending more than 30 minutes to an hour a day on Twitter, you need to just get off the computer or your phone, go wash your face, go take a shower, go outside, go for a run, do something else. Okay? 30 minutes to an hour, absolutely maximums. Thorn says he spends 10 minutes a day on Twitter. That's what I actually do. I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter, except for today because I was just getting triggered. Okay. Number 2. We went through number 1 pretty quick. Number 2. Oh my gosh. This was also something I saw on Twitter that just, I wanted to bang my head against a table today. So this is a number 2 thing that I see a lot of VTubers worrying about and wasting their time on. Worrying about hate raids. Literally, I saw a comment today on somebody's Twitter. Well, somebody posted on Twitter. I'm not going to say their names and so on and so forth. But somebody's like, hey, these hate raids, well, there's a new name that they go under. Okay. But one thing, the thing that triggered me is a few of the replies. Okay. Pre-debut VTuber literally said, oh great, when I debut, I now have to worry about hate raids. When you are a pre-debut VTuber, the last thing you are worrying about is hate raids. Actually, in fact, hate raids are something you don't have to worry about. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to show you guys that reason. Because it's literally as quick as a few button clicks. And it takes almost no intelligence and no time to figure it out. Let me enter my token code here, so I can show you guys. Because I just don't understand it. I really don't. So right now, I'll show you guys how to handle these hate raids. Okay. See here, there's a little gear icon on your Twitch. You click that. And you click that. Problem solved. It is a Alt tab onto this screen. It's clicking the gear, which is another click. And then it's literally putting into subscribers only. That's it. A lot of other comments I saw on Twitter today were a lot of people like, well, How do I deal with all these followers? Don't worry about it. Twitch will actually delete all the followers a couple of days later. Don't worry about the followers. Don't worry about the hate rates. Literally just check that button and you're done. The more attention you guys give to hate rates, the more they will do it. Okay? And the amount of time people spend talking about hate rates, especially VTubers that have 1 to 3 viewers, is absolutely too much. It's atrocious. And it's heartbreaking on how much VTubers, especially small VTubers, worry about these hate rates. Please, please, please go check out your favorite VTuber on Twitter right now. A very large VTuber, please. Iron Mouse, for example, right? Maury, or not Maury, but like, go find your favorite Twitch VTubers and see how often they're talking about hate rates. Honestly, like, they don't. They hardly do. If they'll maybe say a few things over it, but the only people that are actually caring about it is small streamers, and it was literally, it clicked what? An alt tab, so that's 1, 2 keystrokes on your keyboard. Going over to the gear icon, click on the gear icon, right? So that's 1 click, and then clicking sub only chat. Leave that on for 5 minutes. You're done. You're ready to go. Okay. Number 3. How are we feeling about number 2? You guys feeling okay about number 2? You guys feeling okay with number 2? Feed on the hate, let it nourish you. Yeah, like, I think you should. Okay, number 3. I see this so often. Worrying about others. Why? Why is it I see a lot of small VTubers worrying about other small VTubers? And the most of the time, these small VTubers...
We have a new follower.
What the heck? Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Because I didn't mute it. But yeah, thanks for following on Twitch. But I feel a lot of people are spending a lot of time worrying about others, okay? And how do they worry about others? Well, they worry about others in ways of, oh, you got to make sure your model is X, Y, and Z. You got to make sure.
New follower.
Turn that off. Thank you again for the follow on Twitch. But again, a lot of people are spending time worrying about others instead of worrying about their own stuff. And it's really, really bad, because the amount of time you're worrying about other people's content, worrying about other people's YouTube channel, worrying about other people's avatars is time that you are not spending on your content, on your stuff. So you really need to start focusing, like the time that you guys put into Twitter, into these hate raids, and into others, you could be putting into making video ideas and content for videos. So really try to pry away from worrying about other VTubers and just worry about yourself. If somebody has a question and you have the answer for it, do it really quick, answer really quick. But if you guys are in Discords, if you guys are on YouTube comments, if you guys are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 you know, give a quick answer to somebody that needs help, but then move on and just focus on your own stuff. Helping here and there is totally okay, but helping all the time, you're just literally making reasons and excuses to just not progress in your craft. After this, we need you, what you should do after. Ooh, that should be Wednesday's video or Wednesday's stream. Okay. Number 4. This is a huge thing I see a lot of new VTubers do. And this is a huge thing a lot of VTubers do before they even go live, before they even make their first YouTube video. Okay. Worrying about their model. Now, why do I say that? Your model is your identity. The model is a representation of you. But there are people that spend, and if you are making your model from scratch, if you are designing it from scratch, if you are putting the time in to make it, so on and so forth, I totally get worrying about your model, because this is a time that you're investing. But sometimes it's just better to get something up and going and making that content. A lot of people use their model to hold them back. Now, Thorn just said guilty, but Thorn, I don't think you are guilty of this, because Thorn, he really actually produces content on YouTube while working on his model. He's doing stuff, he's doing streams, making YouTube videos. I don't know if you're making content anywhere else, but you're at least producing something and not just, you know, hands covering your eyes going, you know, I can't see anything, or your fingers in your ears going, la 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 la, I can't hear anything. And hi, Narvik, how you doing? So a lot of people, they worry about their model and they say, hey, I can't make YouTube videos, I can't stream, I can't do absolutely anything until my model is 100% ready to go, which should never be the case. Don't let your model hold you back from making content, right? We have free models in the community Discord. We have free models on Booth. We have free models at like a lot of different places. Grab a free model, throw it up, and just start. If you feel you absolutely need a model to start making content, that is some methods you go by or you use. But a lot of people also say, well, I gotta save up X amount of money to you know, start streaming on different platforms, or to make this and make that. No, please don't. Just, again, if you feel you need a model, grab a free one, edit it into or in Blender, and then move on. Okay. What is number 5? Can anybody guess what number 5? And these are in no particular order, but does anybody know what number 5 possibly could be? Any idea at all? Hey, Hadri. Or Starlight. Hey, Starlight. Budget? Close. Serbian Mafia, no. Number 5 is spending most of your time watching others. I have seen, worrying about equipment is actually on it, but I have seen so many people spend so much time watching other VTubers. Now, I totally feel you should watch some VTubers, get an idea of what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. But I see a lot of VTubers, and especially VTubers that are in pre-debut, spend the entire stream watching their favorite big-time VTuber. Why? Why are you doing that? You shouldn't be. You should be spending your time learning how to VTube, learning how to stream, learning, more importantly than those previous two, how to make content. That time you guys are spending watching these VTubers, you should be learning how to edit. You should be trying to learn how to edit. You should be learning and trying to learn how to stream. There is nobody is going to make you successful but you. And a lot of these people, and a lot of people, not just VTubers but streamers as well, spend a lot of time watching their idols instead of becoming their idols, becoming the idol, right? Again, nobody's going to put you in that successful position but you. Do you want to spend the rest of your life working for somebody else, or do you want to work for yourself? Right? If you want to work for yourself, for your life, for your livelihood, you have to stop watching other VTubers. And I'm sorry to say, probably Netflix, probably Amazon Prime, right? I've made so many sacrifices on so many TV shows that I really want to watch, but don't, because I want to make content for you guys, for new people, for this and that. So stop trying to spend all your hours watching this. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm studying them. No, you're not. You're going Keck W in their chat. You're going Omega Lol in their chat, or you're AFK just watching with, you know, big wide eyes. It does not work like that. Number 6. Worrying about viewers / viewer count. Oh my gosh. The amount of, again, Twitter comments, threads on Reddit that I've seen about people saying, well, I had a bad stream one day and instead of having 3 viewers, I had 1 viewer. Or instead of having 10 viewers, I had 3 viewers. I am sorry to say, you cannot go by stream to judge your success, how well you're doing. You have to do a minimum 30-day period. Then you can judge your success if something's working or not working. You can't go stream by stream. You need, and chat, like if you guys are streaming on YouTube, close all the web browsers except for chat. If you're streaming on Twitch, close all your web browsers except for the YouTube, the Twitch moderation page, and hide the viewership. Delete it off the top of your Twitch page. There's a little X when you highlight your live viewer count. Kill it. Get rid of it. When you guys are worrying about your viewer counts and so on and so forth, this really affects your mood. So if you go from a 15 viewers, right, at the height of your stream, and then the next thing you see is 3 viewers, what happens? You get depressed, you get sad, you start wondering, what did you do wrong? Instead of looking at your viewer count, what you should be doing is pretending you're streaming for 1,000 people. Have the best time you can, make sure you're talking to chat as much as you can, and trying to get chat involved with what you're doing. However you do that, figure it out, but a viewer count will affect your mood. And again, if you guys look at a lot of your big, favorite VTubers and streamers, and just, if you send them a donation message and be like, hey, do you look at your viewer count? A lot of the times they'll say no, because that will mentally screw you up. So don't look at your follower count. Don't look at your viewer count. Those things will just make you depressed. They'll give you some sort of temporary hype and happiness when they go up. But the second people start leaving for whatever reason, because their favorite streamer just came online, because their favorite VTuber came online, or because they had to go eat dinner, or they had to go to bed, you start getting depressed, because these are things that are out of your control, and it's just not worth it. Okay, number 7. This is actually a very quick list. I thought this would be a lot longer, but we're going to actually talk about this stuff and things that I think you guys should do. I was thinking about maybe doing it Wednesday, but we'll do it today. It's okay. Number 7 is something that a lot of people, I feel, really spend too much time on. And number 8 will be a bonus, but no, number 8 will actually be equipment. But what number 7 is, can anybody guess? We'll spell it out very slowly. Their lore. People worry about their lore far too much. The amount of time people put into their backstory or their origin story is just far too much. Now, if I could spell lore right, that'd be awesome. But there are some people out there that actually do stick with their lore. We'll use Thorn for example. Thorn, as you guys know, always talk about his background. He's always talking about the swamp. He's always calling people hatchlings, this and that and everything else. Right? He incorporates his lore every day. Now, I think lore is super important. I agree. Lore can be important. Okay. Lore can be definitely important, but a lot of people that I've had people DM me say that they spent weeks on their lore. What do I think? If you can't come up with your lore in a day, you got a problem. You're spending way too much time on it. Instead of that time that you're spending on your lore, again, you should be making content. You should be doing something else, like making videos, streaming, hitting a tree with a stick, something that's more productive than figuring out your lore story. And lore doesn't have to be figured out all at once. You can have it develop as your community develops with you. Right? Now, I don't have a lore, but you know, like I could make a lore right now saying I'm a teacher, blah 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 blah. Like it's something that grew gradually over time. I'm so confused what this has to do with me. What I'm saying for you, Thorn, is you actually incorporate your lore with everything, and I'm getting to that point. But yeah, you could hire somebody else to do your lore or whatever, but a lot of people spend a lot of their time on their lore or origin story. And you know what they don't do with their lore or origin story after they came up with it? You know what they do with it after they came up with their lore? Nothing. They don't stick to their lore. They don't stick to their origin story. They don't stay in character. But they spend a week coming up with all this stuff to not use it. Thorn uses it in literally every conversation that you have with him. He's always in character. On stream, off stream, in chat, on the streets, in the swamp, wherever Thorn goes, his lore goes with him. Right? And a lot of these giant VTubers that you guys see that do have lore do the same thing. But as new VTubers, you guys starting out, a lot of you guys don't even get into character. You forget about it and you just use your normal, regular, everyday self. Right? Why should we add lore though? Lore can be something that is fun and you can get your community involved with. So for example, Thorn, I don't want to keep using Thorn as an example, but Thorn like lives in a swamp, and you know which swamp, and he can make a game out of it if he wished to do so, or he could somehow get his viewers and his chatters into that lore, right? There's always a way to incorporate things. Like Mori Calliope, she's the god of the underworld, right? So again, you know, what does she call her people? Deadites or something like that? Like there's a way to incorporate people through your lore, but it shouldn't be your number one focus when you're first starting out on VTubing. Deadbeats, that's what it is. Deadbeats, thank you. So you really should really just focus on making content on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter, like actual content, not posts, but like content, videos, and then let the lore develop over time, or hire somebody to do your lore for you, or have a friend help you with your lore. But don't spend a week on it. Spend an hour. If you can't come up with a good lore story in an hour, okay, well then move on to something else. Come back to it later. Okay. Number 8. Now, I said this is 7 things, but we're doing number 8. And you guys have actually said it before. Equipment. I know I spelled it wrong. Don't judge me. But there is so many times where people spend so much time on equipment or lack of. A lot of people say they can't stream without X or Y. Now, having a lower end computer, you can use your phone to record. You could use your computer, your low end computer, to edit. Sure, it may take a lot longer than normal, but you cannot let equipment hold you back. If you don't have a webcam, there are alternative VTubing programs out there like VMagic Mirror that don't make you use a webcam. You could just use your mouse and keyboard. Number 8 is definitely do my internet. So Saturn, if your internet's holding you back, you're still able to watch YouTube. You're still able to download some software. You're still able to learn how to edit. And if you can't stream, you can still upload. Sure, you might have to leave it to upload overnight, but you can at least still produce content, right? There are people that are living in the middle of the ocean using 1 gigabit upload speed. There's people in Japan using really bad Wi-Fi. There are people that are using Starbucks Wi-Fi to upload their videos, which, if you guys don't know, is pretty bad. Or they're using something absolutely worse, which is McDonald's Wi-Fi, which has almost no connectivity half the time, right? You don't have to stream, but try to make 30-second shorts, try to make a minute short, try to make a minute and 30-second or a 2-minute video about anything, about everything, something that you're passionate about, and upload it. Someone I know is talking about he can't stream because he doesn't have a gaming chair. Me only streaming using a kitchen chair. Exactly. Right? Like, if you are saying you cannot stream because you don't have a gaming chair, then you're not going to stream. You're not. If a chair is something that's holding you back, if your friend is seriously being held back because he doesn't have a gaming chair, there's a problem. A lot of our big VTuber friends out there, or even streamers, have a $30 webcam and have been using kitchen chairs. There's memes about it all over YouTube, about giant streamers using kitchen chairs as their chair, right? Asmongold's chair was a used chair that he bought from a store that he's had for 13 years. More, actually, I think he said. Like, use what you have. If you guys have a potato of a laptop or a PC, then use it. Use what you can. Don't allow equipment to hold you back. If you don't have a super high-end mic, use what you have. People will forgive your audio here and there when you're first starting out. They won't care. And actually, you guys can make sub goals and streaming goals and so on and so forth for a new mic. And you know what? If you guys make streaming goals and sub goals saying, hey, if I get X amount of subs, I'll be able to afford a new mic. Or if you guys donate, this much, you could do it like a streaming goal. If you guys donate $200, then I could get a new mic and headset. People are actually very generous and will want to help you with that. So, like, there's no reason why you can't. Maury Calliope said her first debut stream with HoloLive, for the first couple of months, she was sitting on a floor while streaming. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, she was. Actually, let me pull it up. Maury Calliope. First streaming setup. And it was pretty bad. Like, it was a very atrocious setup. Give me a second here, chat. I'm gonna look for it real quick here. She actually showed a picture of it. I'm pretty sure she did, at least. But she literally had 4 monitors on a floor. I can't find the picture. Okay. But she said in the Trash Taste interview, she had 4 monitors on a floor and sitting on the floor and VTubing. Like, if Maury Calliope, which is a very large streamer, like, can do it, there's no way you can. Question, do you have